Yes guys, welcome back to another Preset Viz remake video. In today's video we're going to be remaking Martin Garrix's new banger with Zedd, which is called Follow. So in today's video we're going to be covering the breaks and some of the verses and builds as well. But let's go jump into FL Studio and make some big room, which I've not said in a long time. Alright, so we're going to start with these really vibey chords which I feel like are part of Martin Garrix's production. So I'm going to start this sound with a synth called Main Room, which you can get in Main Stage Vol.1, and these are the chords. We're going to follow that up with this 80s top synth from Main Stage Vol.1 as well. Adds those really nice organ kind of textures to the whole sound. And then we've got this Silent preset, which, to be honest, I couldn't really deviate from Silent because we know that Martin Garrix uses Silent a lot. So I just had to grab this Init preset, which you can really basically make. All you need to do is just get some saw waves, detune one of them a little bit, and then add some noise as well. And then finally we have this multi-saw preset from Main Stage Vol.1, and this is how it sounds on its own. So altogether we have this as one big sound. And this is my processing chain, so I've got some OTT which really adds a lot of high end here. But this brightens up the whole sound and just kind of gives you that extra energy in the top end. And then a CLA 3A compressor just gluing all of these sounds together. So now we're going to move on to the really aggressive bass that just comes in straight away on the breaks. So this is how the MIDI looks. So as you can see, there's quite a specific kind of time where I've cut all the sounds, but basically this just gives you a little bit of space between the notes so they don't overlap, because sometimes in MIDI you can get some weird overlaps that just don't give you that attack on every note. So this is the first preset on the bass. And then I'm using a lead sound called Time to do the second bass sound. Now, a very important component to this sound is the pitch bends that we have on both of the bass sounds. So the pitch bend range is 12 semitones down, so you get a full octave kind of range in there. Also, if we take a quick look at the processing on the bass, I've got some quite intense EQ where I'm cutting a lot of the lows and the high as well, because it's quite an aggressive, noisy sound. And then we've got the BX Digital just to get some width out of the top end on this sound. So next up we have this lead sound which plays a counter melody here in this break section. And the preset I've used for this is a lead sound called Astro. Another subtle but important part of the production is this pitch bend, which kind of falls towards the end of this melody here. So now I'm throwing in some drums in here, so we've got some claps and some cinematic drum effects as well. And then we've got these drop claps which just give you that energy on like a main stage, big room kind of song. Alright, so just before we jump into the build section or the break section here, what we get is a little effect which is like a stereo fill kind of sound. And then we have this impact sound as well. So these nicely transition you into this section. So now I've added in this really plucky, like marimba-y kind of sound, which just adds a bit of a vibe to the whole break here. And this is a sound called Plucky, which you can get from Main Stage Vol.1. Now we also have this sound here, which is quite a big character of the whole like section here. So this introduces a new melody which kind of sits on top. And this comes from Synth Pop Vol.1. It's a preset called Hold On. And then finally we've got this sound here which is really plucky and again has a bit of like a marimba kind of feel to it. So we're slowly filtering it in, which you'll see in a minute. The two presets we're using are Score Key, which you can get in Car Music Volume 3, and then Bounce you can get from Car Music Volume 4. So as with all of these sounds, what we've got is some Love Filter automation on the cutoff frequency, so basically just a low pass opening up. So this is how they all sound together. But to build on this, what I've done is added in a snare sound, which you can see I've done in a piano roll. So this is a really good trick as well if you want to keep your projects nice and clean. You can do things such as channel pitch, which I've done here, cutoff frequency as well, so you can just fully automate everything and everything just stays in this one nice neat pattern. So now we've got a ton more effects here, as you've seen. I've just dragged a load in. So we've got some sweeps, all from Main Stage Vol.1, and then a noise riser here from Car Music Volume 4. And then we've got this sub drop here, which just marks the second half of the build, and all of the energy just keeps kind of building in this part here. So here we have the last few sounds to add in. So I've got the cinematic drum loop again, which I used earlier on, and I've just chopped it up so it matched the original. And then we've got this big snare hit as well, which you'll hear. So this snare is available in Synth Pop Volume 1. A really important part of this song right before the chorus is the reverse kick sound, which you might just about hear, but it gives it so much more power having this going into the drop. Really simple to do. All you do is just reverse a kick. Get rid of the transient because you don't want to hear the kind of ticking transient sound. So I think we've got to the end of this production for the whole verses and the builds. If you guys tune back in on Friday, you'll see us do the chorus where we basically just build on what we've done today. But make sure you're subscribed for that so you don't miss that part. Hit the like button as well if you enjoyed this video. But I'll stop talking for now. Let's go and take a listen to what we did in today's video.